Action News Jax.
Now, your first alert forecast.
All right, a little warmer out there this morning. I love that we can just look behind us here and see what the cloud cover.
Our window. Yeah.
We had some beautiful days the last couple of days, but it looks like the clouds are moving in, but the temperature's going up.
Yes, temperatures warmer this morning and it will be warmer this afternoon. We're starting off, though, with more cloud cover. Here's a look at our satellite imagery. We do have that cloud cover overhead, but the good news is it's going to move out as early as lunchtime today. We'll see some sunshine this afternoon and warmer temperatures. In fact, I'm expecting highs today to reach the 80s. Here's another look out our beautiful window to Jax Beach from our First Alert Skycam network. We have seen some breaks in the clouds, a little bit of sunshine peeking out here and there, but we're generally going to see that cloud cover kind of stick around through about lunchtime. But that's what's leading to these warmer temperatures this morning. Cloud cover overnight acts like a blanket, holding in our warmth. So 62 degrees right now in Jacksonville. It's about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than it was at this time yesterday. 69 to start your day in Fernandina. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast for today. Those temperatures will jump up into the upper 60s by 9 o'clock. Still partly sunny, nice and warm though at 80 degrees by lunchtime. Warmer this afternoon with a high of 83, and by 5 o'clock we're still looking at 80s across the area. I will show you temperatures that will near 90 and when rain returns, plus when you can see a lunar eclipse coming up in the First Alert forecast. It's 8:03 now. Time for a check on your First Alert traffic. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Ariel. Taking a look at a slow ride still on 10 and Cassett. Of course, that's coming eastbound right now, so given that a yellow light as you make your way into town right now. Zooming in on the Buckman Bridge here. Crash reported in the northbound lanes, but you see northbound traffic 68 miles per hour, not really slowing it down. Southbound heading for the bridge 15 miles per hour, so a big slowdown heading into Mandarin right now. Making your way in from the beaches, Butler Boulevard still pretty slow. Starting out at A1A here, you're going to hit the brakes right around here. There's the orange that kicks in after 295 all the way in 995. So expect a slow ride westbound there as you make your way into town. Otherwise, roadways are looking pretty slow on the East Beltway, 295 northbound from 95 up to Butler Boulevard, 16 minutes to make that drive. Slow going, especially where traffic merges in around 9B. That is the very latest from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Mike?
Derek, thank you. The FBI is joining the search for a local missing fugitive. Right now, excuse me, a nationwide warrant has been issued for John Price. The child pornography suspect was a no-show in court on Monday. On Friday, we told you that he called 911 to report that he was hurt in a canoeing accident. Action News' Russell Colburn joins us live from Orange Park. And Russell, the Coast Guard and deputies searched the Intercoastal Waterway, the Matanzas River, and even parts of the St. Johns River.
Mike, those efforts came up empty, so the search was expanded all the way to the Buckman Bridge. But with Price never found and a no-show in court, authorities issued a nationwide warrant for his arrest.
911, what's your emergency?
I had an accident in my canoe.
Are you injured?
Yes.
John Price makes a desperate cry for help Friday morning.
I hurt my shoulder. I've had shoulder problems with my rotator cuff, and I can't move my shoulder.
The dispatcher eventually loses Price, and crews began searching the Matanzas River unsuccessfully. Price was due in court Monday for an appearance for his 50 counts of child porn possession. We asked people near the river who saw the search efforts if they ever saw any signs of Price.
And they had explained that somebody had called in, had a dislocated shoulder, and was in distress.
But you didn't, were you here around 6:30 Friday morning?
Yeah, from about 5 o'clock in the morning on, and I didn't see any canoes or any other boats that morning.
Now, the sheriff's office says the search continues, but there is a chance Price made all of it up and is now running from the law. Coming up in the next half hour of news, I'll play you the last couple seconds of that 911 call, what you may find suspicious ahead. Reporting live in Orange Park, Russell Colburn, Fox 30 Action News Jax.
This morning, a local man is in the hospital after he was shot in the back walking down the street. And it's an update to breaking news we brought you at 11 last night. Police say the shooting happened around 10:30 on West 36th Street and Moncrief Road. Now the Violent Crimes Task Force is searching for the shooters.
And today's shooting is about 2 miles away from Sunday's mass shooting that killed 3 people and sent another person to the hospital Sunday.
It's sad. It's the norm. It happens every day. Every day. Every day.
Police are working to solve the case, but don't have a description of a gunman, even though there were nearly 30 witnesses when the men, including 26-year-old Bobby Norris, were gunned down. Neighbors say a fear of retaliation keeps people from talking to police.
And Sunday's mass shooting is not the only unsolved murder in our area.
I miss my son dearly.
Ahmed Franklin was killed in December of last year, right next door to where police found the 3 men dead on Sunday night. Franklin's family says police may have a tough time solving this case because that neighborhood doesn't talk to police. According to the JSO's crime mapping system, within a 1-mile radius of the crime scene on Lindo Drive, there were 884 crimes in the last year. Everything from murder and assault to larceny. It's crime that family says needs to stop.
4 people are recovering after a chain reaction crash involving an ambulance. It's an update to a breaking news story we brought to you at 10 last night. This is video of the crash, or I should say after the crash. It happened in front of Flagler Hospital in St. Augustine around 8:30 last night. St. Johns County Fire Rescue says there was a patient inside the ambulance, but they were not hurt. Troopers say 3 vehicles, including the ambulance, were involved.
A new poll in Florida's closed gubernatorial race shows Democratic candidate and former Governor Charlie Crist leading incumbent Governor Rick Scott by just 3 points. The poll from YouGov, CBS News, and the New York Times shows Charlie Crist leading with 47% of the vote to Governor Scott's 44%, when people leaning towards Crist are included. Now, without the so-called leaners, Governor Scott leads Crist 44 to 40%. And the first gubernatorial debate in Georgia will take place tonight at 7 at the Georgia National Fair. The candidates for the Georgia's U.S. Senate seat will also take part in that debate.
The first confirmed death from the respiratory disease sweeping the nation is this little boy, Eli Waller from New Jersey. He's the youngest in a set of triplets and went to bed 2 weeks ago with pink eye and never woke up. A medical examiner says he died from the enterovirus, but they have no idea how he got the deadly virus.
The idea of a very rapidly progressive death, in one's sleep is surprising, but not completely unanticipated.
The boy's older sisters are not sick. However, health officials are monitoring one of Eli's classmates to see if he contracted the virus as well. The CDC says this is one of 4 fatalities blamed entirely on the mysterious illness. So far, only 1 case has been reported in Georgia, none in Florida.
Officers involved in a botched raid on a home in northeast Georgia that injured a toddler will not be facing any charges. The nearly 2-year-old boy has undergone several surgeries since a flash grenade detonated in his playpen. The officers were looking for a drug suspect at the time, but that suspect was not there. A grand jury recommended that the officers involved not face any charges.
New surveillance video shows a horrific scene outside a Miami cafe Saturday. Take a look. About a dozen people sat along this sidewalk. They were just out enjoying lunch in a Miami Street cafe when suddenly a Toyota Camry is going to veer off the road and just demolish these tables. It crashed into the group. Afterwards, people fell to the sidewalk. There was broken glass, and 10 people in all were hurt, including 2 children.
Right as I was running down over there, I just heard a loud boom and a lot of ruckus.
And everyone was on the floor. There were some kids screaming. There was a couple people who were completely face down.
Police say they sat the 71-year-old driver on the sidewalk. You see him right there. Found out he wasn't wearing his eyeglasses. They say that may be the reason why he lost control of the car.
Next week, the University of Florida will choose a new president. The UF Presidential Search Committee chairman says the committee will decide on October 13th which candidates to interview for the job. The interviews will take place the following day, and candidates will also then meet with faculty and students. The final step in the process will involve the Board of Trustees making its final decision on the 15th. Florida's First Lady Ann Scott will stop in St. Augustine today, and she'll be reading to classes at Ketter-Linus Elementary School starting at 8:45 this morning. That kicks off in about 35 minutes. The school came in 3rd place during the statewide Summer Reading Challenge.
Now, your First Alert forecast.
And good morning. Temperatures right now are in the lower 60s inland. We have upper 60s, though, along the coast. You're starting your day at 62 degrees right now in Jacksonville. Your First Alert bus stop forecast looks like this for today. Partly sunny to start. We are seeing those temps again in the lower 60s inland. Cool, but much warmer than what we had at this time yesterday. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast for today. 66 degrees by the end of this hour, 80 degrees by lunchtime. The cloud cover that we have right now will move out by the middle part of the day. We'll see a lot of sunshine through the afternoon with a high today of 83 degrees. And as you're leaving work, we're still in the 80s at 5 o'clock this evening. Temperatures are going to continue to warm. I'll show you how long we'll see above average temps coming up in your First Alert forecast. It's 8:11. Let's send it over to Dare Godum in the First Alert Traffic Center.
And looking at some stop-and-go traffic on 95 southbound. This is right at Gulf Fair. You see the flashing lights crash off to the side, but attracting some onlooker attention as you make your way south off the Trout River Bridge toward that crash, 40 miles per hour. So a little bit of a delay in that area. Otherwise, things are starting to slow as normal in the usual hot spots. They're still very slow over the Buckman Bridge, 22 minutes from 17 down to I-95. That's your update from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Mike?
All right, search for a missing pilot. The conditions keeping crews from being able to move this plane wreckage.
And Ebola concerns at airports. The Florida location put on high alert after a passenger got sick.
And quarterback suspended. The reaction from the University of Florida's campus over the scandal.
Hi, I'm Cece Underwood, and I know that when you need to sell a home, you need to do it sooner, not later. That's why I guarantee I'll sell your home in 60 days or I'll sell it for free. I like houses to sell, not sit. To get started, go to sellingwithcc.com.
Here's something fun to do with hot dogs. Make easy crescent dogs. Pillsbury crescent rolls.
He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me.
Warm and flaky in 15, everyone loves Pillsbury Grands.
Make dinner pop.
Living Beyond Breast Cancer is a lifeline for so many people.
It's more than a community. It is a family. There's always a hug. You're friends for life.
When I needed guidance and I needed support, Living Beyond Breast Cancer was there.
Last year, 5 Hour Energy raised over $340,000 for Living Beyond Breast Cancer. Purchase this specially marked bottle now through December 31st.
And a portion of the proceeds will help breast cancer survivors live beyond their diagnosis.
I moved to Florida a year ago, and I'm in paradise. And one of my favorite things is being able to ride my bicycle and being free to do that, being out there. If everything else has failed for you, I would suggest trying Coastal Spine and Pain. It worked for me.
Amendment 2 isn't what it seems. Its caregiver provision gives legal protection to marijuana dealers. Even felons and drug dealers could be caregivers. Amendment 2 caregivers don't need background checks or medical training. So what looks like a safeguard is really a loophole. Amendment 2 caregivers can't be arrested or sued if their pot hurts someone. They don't call it the Drug Dealer Protection Act, but they should. Vote no on Amendment 2.
Housing prices continue to climb, and your home is worth more than it was 3 years ago, 1 year ago, or even 6 months ago. I'm Cece Underwood, and the first step in selling your home is knowing what your home is worth. To get your free report, go to JacksonvilleHomeReport.com.
The First Alert 7-day forecast, on air, online, and on the go. Brought to you by ViStar. Deposit a check by taking a picture with your mobile phone. Download the ViStar app from Google Play or the iTunes App Store, where we never forget that it's your money.
It's 8:14 right now. This morning, a sexual assault investigation is underway against University of Florida freshman quarterback Treon Harris. He's suspended from the team until the investigation is complete. As Shelly Munoz explains, the investigation is a talk of campus coming off a big weekend game.
Again, Treon Harris. A lot of people think Treon is our best hope right now.
With their best chance of the day for a touchdown.
But the quarterback's best hope is being cleared of new allegations that put him smack in the middle of a sexual assault case.
People are definitely disappointed. They're worried about he's our next guy, and now we don't know. Is he going to be gone a few weeks? Is he gone the whole season?
And that will depend on the investigation headed up by University Police. The female student told police Treon Harris assaulted her in the dorm Sunday early morning, sometime when the team would have returned from Tennessee. Gainesville police are helping, and they say just forensics alone could take weeks.
He, like anybody, is clearly disappointed that this has come up. Hopefully, at the end of the day, people will see that it wasn't appropriate for him to even be charged.
Harris's attorney, Huntley Johnson, is optimistic there will be no charges, citing lack of evidence. Is it a he said, she said?
Well, that's part of it. And I'm not going to go any further into that, but that's certainly part of it.
In the meantime, word continues spreading across the Gainesville campus that their rising star is benched.
I think that there are allegations made all the time, whether it's
true or not, I have no idea. I think that it needs to be further investigated before anyone can really say.
And that was Shelly Munoz reporting. Investigators say this is a case that could take several weeks.
Right now, we're tracking more Ebola outbreak scares here in Florida. A man was removed from a Southwest plane that landed at Orlando International Airport Monday afternoon after he became ill. Now, that man admitted to traveling to West Africa in August, but investigators say the man didn't have a fever and that the incident posed no health risk to other passengers.
In Miami, a teen who visited from West Africa is believed not to have the Ebola virus. Medical experts made the announcement after monitoring the teenager who came down with the flu-like symptoms. The Florida Department of Health says preliminary tests on the teen came back negative for Ebola, but the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta will review the sample for confirmation. Governor Rick Scott says he's working with health officials in Texas to learn more about the Ebola response.
And meanwhile, in our area, local librarians are getting in on the fight against the deadly virus. Librarian Communities in Florida Incorporated is collecting bleach, hand sanitizer, gloves, and anything else to help stop the spread of the disease.
There's not enough beds to host the sick, and people are dying in the street, and that's a major concern. As soon as we get enough to fill a container or maybe half a container, then we ship that.
To find out how you can donate items, just visit our website, actionnewsjax.com.
Around the world, there are new fears over the spread of Ebola after a Spanish nurse became infected with the disease. Investigators believe she caught the virus last month while treating a Spanish priest who was stationed in Sierra Leone. That priest later died. To help contain a potential global outbreak, President Obama is sending up to 4,000 troops to West Africa. 350 of them are already there. Other measures in place include 17 Ebola treatment centers in Africa and potential airport screening in the U.S. and abroad to help stop the spread of the disease that has so far killed 3,400 people.
The man at the center of the Alex Rodriguez doping charges case is in trouble with the law once again. Tony Bosch is back in federal custody after he allegedly tested positive for cocaine during 2 drug tests while he was out on bond. Bosch had been indicted for conspiring to distribute steroids to athletes, including Alex Rodriguez. The judge also said Bosch wasn't attending a voluntary drug treatment program.
Now, your First Alert forecast.
Here's a look from our First Alert Skycam network looking out over the Jacksonville Beach Pier, and you can see the cloudiness that we have overhead. It's a mostly cloudy start to the day in many spots, though we have seen some breaks in those clouds with a little sunshine filtering in. These clouds, though, are leading to warmer temperatures this morning, acting as an insulator through the overnight hours, leading to temperatures that are 10 to 15 degrees warmer right now than they were at this time yesterday. So we're at 62 degrees right now in Jacksonville. We have 61 in Lake City. And our warmest temperatures are along the coast, where we're closer to that 75 to 77 degree water out there. So we are starting off much warmer, and this afternoon is also going to be warmer. Here's a look at our satellite and radar picture, as well as the setup that we have across the area. Today, high pressure that was overhead yesterday has shifted off towards the east and northeast. An air rotation around that is bringing us winds out of the east and southeast through the day today. So that wind again coming in off the warmer ocean water, leading to those warmer temperatures today, as well as that cloud cover helping to insulate us. The back edge, though, of this area of cloudiness is starting to push into southeastern Georgia. It's nearing Waycross at this time and will continue to push towards the south and east. And we will see clearing from northwest towards southeast as we go through the day today. Here's your First Alert AccuZone forecast. I'm going to break the area down into 3 zones so that you can have the most accurate forecast where you live. Our coastal regions today, from Brunswick south towards Mayport and towards St. Augustine, you'll see highs in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, so 79 degrees overnight tonight, staying in those mid and upper 60s, and your winds will be breezy at times with the wind out of the east and southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour. As we move inland to our metro zones from Jacksonville to Arlington to Nocatee, we'll see a high of 83 degrees and overnight low of 62. Your winds will be just a little bit lighter, and our inland communities will be the warmest, with a high today of 84 degrees and overnight low of 60 degrees for your Tuesday and heading into early Wednesday. The hour-by-hour forecast for today, partly sunny and 66 by 9 o'clock this morning. 80 degrees by lunchtime. We'll see a high today of 83. Tomorrow and the rest of the week, we will be in the mid 80s with partly sunny skies. Partly sunny over the weekend with highs nearing 90 degrees. And our next chance for rain doesn't come until Monday, which is Columbus Day. Your time is now just before 8:21. Let's send it over to Derek Odom to check in and see how our first alert traffic is acting this morning.
Yeah, it's still a little slow here, Mandarin RL 295 and the Buckman Bridge there. Looks like road rangers are helping out a disabled vehicle there on the south end of the bridge, so watch out for a little bit of delay as you cross the bridge. 24 miles per hour is your real-time traffic speed right now. US 17 still a little bit crowded as well, 29 miles per hour in that area. 95 southbound at Gulf Air, that crash just cleared away. Police just pulled off along with a wrecker on the scene, so that is starting to clear up better. As you can see, 40 miles per hour behind that crash, so no big delays on the north side. 10 eastbound still pretty slow, and you saw the traffic cam there on the Buckman Bridge. Watch out for that delay to linger into Mandarin. That's the latest from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Aliana?
Great expectations. How much of an increase retailers are expecting for the upcoming holiday season?
Creating a cure, the experimental drug being given to Texas patients suffering from the Ebola virus.
And breaking news right now, a St. Johns County deputy's K9 has died during a pursuit for a suspect this morning. Right now, deputies are searching for the suspect that they believe killed the dog. 8:22. Stay with us.
Pumpkin is back at Dunkin' Donuts. Enjoy all your pumpkin-y favorites like the new Pumpkin Creme Brulee Latte. America runs on Dunkin'.
This is the new Fox 30 WFOX-TV, home of Action News.
Once he gave us a price and we went on and accepted him and the job went well, I'll recommend Mike to anyone.
Screen rooms from $54.95. Sunrooms start at just $10,995. Visit us at mdagelandsons.com.
Charlie Crist and Barack Obama.
Your former governor, Charlie Crist, is here. Let me tell you why I'm here. Because I love Barack Obama. I want to thank Charlie Crist for his introduction, for his support.
I think he's right on the mark. I support what he's doing.
For the people, Charlie Crist is for Barack Obama.
Let me tell you why I'm here. Because I love Barack Obama.
Today, we become part of a 125-year legacy of extraordinary nurses, making a real difference in people's lives because of the extraordinary professors, mentors, and occasional life coaches who believed in us, even when we were sure we couldn't go any further. As our skills sharpened, we became Chamberlain nurses, extraordinary nurses. The future of healthcare is in very good hands, ours.
On your radio, Jacksonville's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic is now loud and clear on our new, more powerful frequency, 104.5 FM. Set the first button on your radio to 104.5 FM for weather and traffic every 6 minutes in the morning. And the three big things you need to know every 15 minutes all day. Jacksonville's 24-hour news, weather, and traffic is now on your radio at 104.5 FM. News 104.5 WOKV. WOKV.
Driving on a suspended license? Are you an habitual traffic offender? Do you have a DUI? Call the law office of Robert Gibson at 1-800-4-LAW-DOC.
To the people of the coffee-drinking world, the time has come to put down the dark roast you've been putting up with and reach for the one you deserve. Dunkin' Donuts Dark Roast is here. Bold start, smooth finish, never bitter. America runs on Dunkin'.
Time of the morning rush, everything you need to know before you go. I'm Mike Bars. It's 8:25. We're following some breaking news out of St. Johns County where we're told a deputy's K9 has drowned during a pursuit of a suspect. I'll have much more in a moment, but first, let's get an update on your weather and traffic right now. Starts meteorologist Ariel Nixon.
Good morning. Temperatures right now are in the lower 60s inland. We have mid and upper 60s towards the coast. 62 degrees right now in Jacksonville. Here's a view from our First Alert Skycam network. This is in Orange Park looking out over the St. Johns River, and we do have cloudy skies overhead. Cloud cover, though, I do expect it to break up and move out as we head through the middle part of the morning and especially by lunchtime. So 66 degrees by 9 o'clock this morning, 80 degrees. That's your lunchtime temperature. We'll see a high this afternoon of 83. Still nice and warm by 5 o'clock at 81. Derek?
Fairly busy morning, starting to wrap up just a bit. It's still a little slow in Mandarin off the Buckman Bridge. Right here, you see it 22 miles per hour. But once you get over to San Jose Boulevard, speeds up 51 miles per hour. Just still a little unwinding to do on the bridge. Otherwise, the travel times are looking better, but still slow on 10 eastbound. Let's take a look at it on traffic cam. You can see that delay lingering at 10 and Lenox right now. And I don't have the camera shot. There it is, and it's still slow going as you make your way into downtown. That's the latest from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Mike.
All right, news right now in your morning rush. We're following some breaking news out of St. Johns County this morning. And that is where there's a massive manhunt underway for a suspect who fled during a domestic disturbance call this morning. St. Johns County Sheriff's Office tells us the deputy's canine was found dead in a body of water sometime during that pursuit. Now, deputies say it's likely the suspect drowned the dog. Stay with us for updates. We do have Jesse McDonough live on the scene. Right now, recovery crews are returning to rural Flagler County to airlift a plane, this one that crashed over the weekend. Investigators are trying to locate the pilot. They do not have his name or whether he's survived. They do have his name, but they don't know whether he's survived or not. So far, no bodies have been found near the scene. This morning, a Jacksonville judge will set a sentencing date for Michael Dunn. Last week, Dunn was found guilty of first-degree murder in the 2012 shooting death of Jordan Davis. Dunn was previously found guilty of 3 counts of attempted murder for the shooting of Davis's friends. A push for pedestrian safety, how the death of a local woman is pushing one city councilman to demand changes.
The new Fox 30 Action News.
We deliver original, local coverage.
Stories with value from your neighborhood.
Questioning, warning, connecting you everywhere. Moving fast when the unexpected happens. Uncovering details no one else finds. Holding the powerful accountable. Join Tanika Hughes, John Bachman, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish every night on the new WFOX TV, Fox 30 Action News. Coverage you can count on. This is the new Fox 30 WFOX TV, home of Action News.
We are a Jacksonville law firm that fights every day for people who, through no fault of their own, have been injured or abused. It's our mission to give those people a voice and get justice. That's why our firm exists. If you've been injured, you can get a free case evaluation at our website, edwardsraggets.com. It's also a great source for legal information like what to do when an accident happens or how to choose a safe nursing home. We're Edwards and Raggets, and we're here when you need us.
Driving is serious business. The last thing you need is your car turning against you. Fortunately, there's Sargent's. For more than 75 years, Sargent's has specialized in the custom repair of headliners, convertible tops, seat covers, automotive carpet, and much more. You can count on Sargent's to get to the bottom of any upholstery problem, because after more than 75 years, chances are they've fixed it before. Sargent Upholstery at First and Main, same downtown location, same great service.
At Bozard Ford Lincoln, customer experience is our top priority.
Search for Bozard Ford reviews online to see what over 2,000 of our customers have shared about their experiences and what makes Bozard the #1 dealer in the United States by DealerRater.com.
During Ford's Great American Tailgate Sales Event, you can get 0% APR and the lowest prices on over 600 vehicles.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one, Bozard Ford Lincoln.
Jacksonville's only 24-hour news, weather, and traffic station. And when we're not reporting the news, we're talking about the news. News 104.5 WOKV.
Catch all the high school highlights with Dan's Dash. Brought to you by Sonic on the Subway Restaurant's Friday Night Blitz. Friday at 10:30 on Fox 30. Live from WFOX TV, Fox 30 Action News at 8 begins with breaking news.
And breaking news out of St. Johns County, where there's an all-out search for a suspect who may have killed a deputy's canine.
That's right. Deputies say the dog drowned while pursuing the suspect through a wooded area in St. Johns County. Action News' Jesse McDonough was the first reporter on the story this morning. And Jesse, deputies told you live on Action News this morning they believe the suspect killed the dog.